Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking about this for I don't know how long, but I want you to listen to something.
Forever chemicals in our drinking water. The Biden administration today announcing the first ever national limits on those chemicals that have been linked to serious illnesses.
Understand that he's saying the first ever national limits on forever chemicals. Those of you that think that you're drinking clean water, you're not for the most part. Even water that comes from bottled water like you buy at the gas station or the supermarket, forever chemicals have even been found in that water, ladies and gentlemen. So unless you're checking your own water, in my opinion, and ensuring that it's actually clean and really potable for you to drink and cook with, then you really don't know what it is that you're consuming or your family is consuming.
Ann Thompson is here to tell us more. Ann, good evening.
Good evening, Lester. This is a big deal. The EPA says this means when some 100 million Americans turn on their taps, the water that comes out will be essentially free of those forever chemicals called PFAS.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what she just said there is that once they do what they're about to do, then the water will be free of these forever chemicals. You understand what she's saying? So what she's saying is that once the EPA does and the water companies do what she's about to tell you that they're going to do, that's when you can feel, oh great, I am 100% sure that there's no forever chemicals in this water because they're telling me so. Let me rewind it a little bit so you can listen to what it is that they're saying they have to do before they can guarantee that your water doesn't have any chemical in it.
They're linked to a whole host of health problems, including cancer, thyroid disease, and heart disease. The new rules cover 6 of these chemicals. Water companies will have 3 years to monitor the chemical levels, and if they exceed the new standards, 2 years to fix it.
They will have 3 years to monitor the levels, and then if they exceed the standards, they'll have 2 years to fix it. What does that say about the water that you're drinking now, ladies and gentlemen? Well, in all honesty, you probably don't know.
These forever chemicals are in many things, like water-resistant clothing, nonstick cookware, firefighting foam, and yes, even some dental floss. Environmentalists call these standards historic.
And before I start reading this for you, ladies and gentlemen, I can already hear some of you. Oh, AP is going to try to sell us a water filter again. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I did something with Simpure that I've never done before, because after I read this article, I was like, man, they're pretty much telling you right now that your water is dirty. All right, but I want you to get whatever it is that you want to get. I know that this is a time where people are hurting really bad. So I went to Simpure and I said, what is the very best that we can do? I make a small commission on every time that someone buys something from Simpure. And I told Simpure, I don't care about my commission, add it on to your discount. And they're giving the biggest discount that I've ever seen them give, because I want people to have clean drinking water. We in the United States should not have to be worrying about this. We send money, billions of dollars, maybe in the trillions over the last few years to all of these countries all over the world. But our water is dirty. No one is going to fix that for you unless you fix it yourself. And here I'm hoping that what Simpure and myself did together, partnering up, will allow a lot of you to be able to put that on your priority list and take advantage of the discount that they're giving you. It's not about sales. It's about making sure that Americans have clean drinking water, and this is a very inexpensive way, but very effective way to do so. And this is not a good thing. The EPA imposes the first national limit on forever chemicals in drinking waters. And these forever chemicals are called PFASs. And they are a class of chemicals that they're called forever chemicals because, like they say here, they linger almost permanently in the air, water, and soil. And research suggests that they are associated with a variety of health issues, including cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, clean drinking water should be on top of your priority list. And listen to this. This is how bad it is. It's in everything. Most people in the U.S. have forever chemicals in their blood, according to the Department of Health and Human Services. The EPA announced on Wednesday that levels of, I'll just say forever chemicals, commonly used in nonstick and stain-resistant products such as food packaging and firefighting foam cannot exceed 4 parts per trillion in public drinking water. This is how toxic these chemicals are. 4 parts per trillion. We usually work in the parts per million. Here, they're working in trillions, not even billions, trillions. Additional forever chemicals will be restricted to 10 parts per trillion. They are these types here. I'll let you revisit this article. I'll leave the link on a pinned comment. And here they say that the new EPA limits reflect the lowest levels of forever chemicals that laboratories can reasonably detect and public water systems can effectively treat. So they're pretty much saying that the lowest part that an independent laboratory can test for these forever chemicals is what their limit is going to be. I'm just trying to get to you how dangerous these chemicals are to you. Well, AP, how do you know that the reverse osmosis systems from Simpure are going to be able to take them out? Because that's what they do, ladies and gentlemen. Reverse osmosis water is kind of like the closest thing to pure water that there is. What do I mean by pure water? Water that's been like distilled. Because when water is distilled, what happens is that the H2O floats to the top in the form of like a vapor or a steam, and then everything else that's heavier stays below, and you end up with pretty much pure water. Well, reverse osmosis is a filtration system that takes out pretty much everything out of the water, making it pure water as well. I'm not going to read the rest of this article. I'm going to leave it on a link. I think you've gotten the gist of that. You should not trust the water that you drink to be clean just because somebody told you so. If you look back at that Flint, Michigan thing that happened years ago, I do believe, I remember reading that the state knew that the water was bad for years. And then they had to admit that they knew after people started losing their lives and getting brain cancer, etc., etc. But they knew for years. Just imagine if those people there would have known, or even if they didn't know, and they had a reverse osmosis system that would have been cleaning their water all along. All of the death and destruction in lives would not have happened to the degree that it did. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'm so adamant and I am such an advocate of everyone, every family in the United States having a reverse osmosis filtration system, or at least some kind of filtration system that will clean their water to the degree that they will not be harmed just by consuming it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I did with Simpure. I contacted them after I read that article and I said, what is the best that you can do for my folks? And this is just for us. This is just for the AP community or anyone that comes across this code in this video, because I'm going to provide you a special code that they made for me that will give you 35% off. Like I said before, and I'm not looking for a pat on the back, trust me. All right. A company has to make a profit, and I understand that. So they can't just go out giving 35% off codes to just anyone. And in a way, they didn't. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever you patronage any of these companies that support my channel, I make a small commission. And off of Simpure, I think after everything's said and done, I make between 8 or 10% commission off of Simpure products that you all purchase. And I am very happy to say that I am part of this organization because they make a great product and at a great price. Competition is everything for the consumer. Right. So what I did is I just told them, hey, listen, for 3 days, I will forego my commission. So give me the very best discount code that you can possibly give me. And there's no gimmicks with the price. They didn't make their prices higher than what they used to be so that it can come low. None of that stuff. I says, I want you to leave the prices the same way that they are now and give me the best discount code. What is it? 35%, ladies and gentlemen. So check this out. And it doesn't have to be just on any one particular product. And any reverse osmosis product that you choose, you can get 35% off if you would like. So obviously, you've seen me review this one. Good product. It's a countertop reverse osmosis filtration system. Actually, this is their upgraded model that I haven't tested yet. The one that I actually reviewed was this one right here. Great product. This one just seems like it's a little bit more streamlined, nicer to look at. All right, but I'm sure this is a great product as well. They're going to send me one of these so that I can review later on. But this one you saw me review, you saw me install it. Great product. This is an under the sink. Here are your other under the sinks that don't require a tank, but they bring a little pump. And one of these, for those of you that don't like RO water because it takes all of the, I would say, nutrients, minerals, whatever out of it, this one actually, you see this alkaline filter here, it actually adds the mineral back to the water. So they even have that choice. But ladies and gentlemen, let me show you what my very favorite are. But just for example, let's take a look at a couple of these. This one right here is $339 minus 35%. I think it comes out to like $220. That's a great deal. They actually have a coupon code for $100 off of this. But with the 35% off that they're offering right now, it's even less than that $100 off coupon code. I think I forgot to mention the dates. It's going to be starting on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. So 3 days in a row is all you're going to have. That's all they're offering it for. So same thing with these. 35% off all of these. These two are the ones that I get excited about the most because these are the best bang for your buck. These are the ones that I like to call legacy type RO systems because they're the ones that kind of like started the thing with ROs under your sink. These are the ones that have a little tank and that you have to get in there and hook up to your plumbing and all that kind of stuff. But it's not that difficult. It's very simple to do. They even have a small video that, or a short video that you can watch that shows you exactly how to hook it up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is $150. And after you apply my 35% coupon code, I think it comes out to like $97. 97, less than $100 for this reverse osmosis system that's going to last you a very long time. This is a 75 gallon per day system. How many of you use 75 gallons of drinking and cooking water a day? What does that mean? That if you don't, those filters are going to last you even longer. And this one in particular is kind of like the one that I showed you here. This one here has an alkaline filter or cartridge that adds back mineral to your water after it's cleaned it. So if you do a TDS or a total dissolved solid test on this water, once it's run through the system, it's not going to be zero because it's going to have minerals back in the water that got added to it. This comes out to like $97. If you don't want the mineral cartridge to add it back to your water, you can pick this one. It's $140. This one doesn't have the mineral cartridge. It's the same as this one. But after you add my 35%, I think it comes out to like $90 or something like that. Very inexpensive way to ensure that you're drinking clean water. Now, what if you can't afford $100, ladies and gentlemen? This is what I would choose. If you can't afford $100, something is better than nothing. And this 6-liter filtration system that works off of gravity, it will do the job. It filters your water down to 0.1 micron. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that a human hair is like 10 micron, all right? And this filters it down to 1/100th of the thickness of a human hair. I believe that a bacteria is like 1 micron, so it filters it down to 10 times less than the size of bacteria. At the very least, have something that's going to clean your water that's not fancy, all right? And you may have to maintain this a little more because these filters right here are good for, I believe, about 1,200, 1,300 gallons, which is still a great deal. And this comes out to $40. On this type, you can't use my 35% off code, but you can still use my 20% off code. And it comes out to like $32, ladies and gentlemen. $32 for 1,250, 1,500 gallons of clean water. You do the math. Okay, let's say that you can't afford $32. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, I want to reiterate this because there are always some haters out there, and if that's you, just go away. I'm not making a penny off of this. This is probably going to be the most successful sale that Simpure has ever had that I have actually promoted. And I'm not going to make 1 red cent. You know why? Because I don't care. I want to give as many people as possible the opportunity to get the very best deal on something that's going to enable them to get clean water, especially if you have kids. So again, if you can't afford $32 for that 6-liter gravity fed system that I just showed you, check this out. This will work. This one is, I believe, what is it? 96 ounces, 3-liter. This is a 3-liter bag that uses a water straw. This one in case is the Simpure water straw, which is pretty much the same filter as the other one, just different colors and stuff. And it filters it down to 0.1 micron as well for $30. And from that $30, you can deduct 20% with my other code, my regular code. You can spend $24 for this system that you can use at home. If that's all you have, that's all you have. And it will give you enough clean water for probably 1,000 to 1,500 gallons. And these straws are not expensive to replace. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this sale is only for the AP community or anyone that comes across this code and the link that I'm going to leave. The link on the description of the video and also on a pinned comment will take you right to the RO section. But if you don't want to buy a reverse osmosis because you're on a very tight budget and you want to purchase one of the other gravity fed systems, all you have to do is just click on it and you'll still be able to use my code for 20% off on those systems. But remember that it's only for the 17th, 18th, and 19th that you'll be able to use this 35% code off for the reverse osmosis systems. Having said that, I hope you got something out of this, at least to inform yourselves that you should always check your water, no matter where you get it from. Even if you have your own private well, you should always check your water periodically to make sure that nothing's happened between now and the last time that you checked it, and that the water that you're drinking and allowing your family to use for cooking and drinking, that water is good and it's not actually causing them harm without you knowing it. Having said that, have a great rest of your day. God bless every one of you. Thank you very much, Simpure, for doing this. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.